fight week here in Las Vegas. Two major cards taking place on Saturday. Chris Matthews picks it up on the fight trail.
Well, Scott, the fighters have talked the talk and they've walked the walk, and now it's time to get down to the last official piece of business, the weigh-ins. Here at the Wynn, Julio Cesar Chavez and Sergio Martinez jumped on the scale in preparation for their middleweight title showdown.
158, Sergio Maravilla Martinez. 159 pounds.
Both fighters making weight, both preparing to fight in front of a record crowd, 19,000 plus at the Thomas & Mack Center.
Tomorrow's going to be a war because I want a war. Tomorrow I'm going to be the best middleweight champion in the whole world. And up to the scale this time.
Then over at the MGM, Canelo Alvarez and Josecito Lopez tipping the scale in preparation for their Super Welterweight World Championship.
Canelo Alvarez weighs in right at the limit, 154 pounds even.
He says he's going to go up there and win. That's what he's assuring people.
Josecito Lopez weighs in at 153 pounds.
We did all the homework at home, and now it's just time to show it all.
Both making weight, both prepared to fight in a packed house at the MGM Grand Garden Arena. You know, it's hard to pick winners, but in the ring, Martinez is favored to beat Chavez, while Alvarez is the betting favorite over Lopez. You know, the real losers in all this might be the fans, because I'm sure there are many fans here on this Mexican Independence Day weekend that would like to see both fights, but they're forced to watch only one. Now, the real winner, of course, is Las Vegas, the boxing capital of the world. Chris Matthews, 8 Sports Now.
All right, that's tomorrow, but tonight we'll have full highlights of this game and reaction, see if the Rebels can come back, maybe pull the upset over the Cougars. All right, reporting live at Sam Boyd Stadium, Scott Bemis, 8 Sports Now.
Fingers crossed.
We are crossing our fingers. Thanks a lot. We'll be right back.
Thanks for watching 8 News Now at 6. We have a programming note. We interrupted The Young and the Restless today to show you the 4 Americans killed in Libya returning home to U.S. soil.
So if you want to see that full episode of that soap opera, tune in or set your DVR for 2:07 tomorrow morning.
And we'll see you this evening at 11. Good night.
Now, Nevada's first choice for news. This is Channel 8 News Now at noon.
The Las Vegas Valley got hammered by heavy rain this morning. The storm started overnight, but really hit hard about 7:30 this morning. Flash flooding and ponding on roads started soon after that.
A number of streets were closed. Chopper 8 was all over the valley this morning, capturing scenes like this. People tried to clean out storm drains so the water could drain away. Washes across the valley are running fast and dangerous as they fill with rainwater.
And this was just round one. Here's a live look outside right now at the Las Vegas Valley at this noon hour. There is a good chance for more rain this afternoon. Good afternoon. Thanks so much for joining us. Chances are that thunder and lightning woke you up overnight, but when that rain hit, boy, it just hit hard today.
It hammered at my house just about 7:30, 8 o'clock this morning. Storms were widespread. The southeast valley, the Henderson area getting hit especially hard as the storm moved from the southwest to the northeast. We have team coverage. I want to start with Petrania Puswan in Henderson. Petrania, tell us what's going on out there.
Good afternoon, Gary. As you can see, the rain has stopped for now here in Henderson. That is the good news. The bad news, the damage has been done. It's been a rough day for commuters across the valley, especially here in the southeast. We saw some traffic, we saw some accidents, we saw some flooding. But the good news is we do have the detention basins like you see out here at 95 and Lake Mead that is helping to make some of the damage lessen that in the valley.
It's a mess. It's a mess. It's dangerous. People should be very, very careful.
Well, that's the sentiment expressed by drivers across the valley this morning as they tried to make their way to work and to school in the rain. Roadways turned into roaring rivers on Paradise heading towards the McCarran Airport. It is a similar story all over town as cars, buses, and even construction vehicles were forced to slow down by the rushing water. And in Henderson, things came to a complete halt for 2 drivers near Paseo Verde and Arroyo Grande following a nasty crash in the rain.
I mean, it definitely caught me off guard. You know, you never expect it to happen, and I didn't have like any prior indication of it going to happen. Otherwise, I wouldn't have gone into the intersection. But it's my day off, so I'm all right. I don't have to worry about calling work or anything like that.
Well, for some others who had to head to work in the rain today, ran into some major debris near Warm Springs and Stephanie. Cleanup crews got out there pretty quickly, though, to clean up the mess and make the commute a little bit safer for drivers. Other potential cause for accidents this morning, traffic lights that weren't working properly. We saw one at Green Valley Parkway and Paseo Verde in Henderson. And back here live this afternoon, we're seeing this detention basin doing what it's supposed to do, just kind of keep the water from flooding out on the roadways, but we're seeing some of that out there, and we're going to see some rain possibly later on this afternoon. So the bottom line, just take it slow out there. Be very careful wherever you go. Reporting live in Henderson, Petrania Puswan, 8 News Now.
Good advice.
All right, Ken Smith has been watching this roll through all day today from Chopper 8.
He joins us now with what are you seeing at the moment. Ken, things are getting a little better out there, right?
Yeah, things are a lot better. We still have some issues here if you're coming out of McCarran International Airport. McCarran got really slammed with a lot of rain, and they actually have a pump down here that's underground that actually pumps some of the excess water from McCarran International Airport, and they literally pump it on down here to Swenson Avenue. So the two right-hand lanes are shut down here this afternoon as some of this water is being poured out here on the northbound side of Swenson, just north of Russell Road, and you can see here the water just kind of trails off all the way up here, and you got cars slowing down this afternoon trying to make sure that they don't stall out here with some of that flood waters actually going through this area. Now, we also have big delays here at McCarran International Airport. I'm going to turn my camera around and show you if you plan on leaving later today for your flight here. Let me turn the camera a little bit more. There you go. Look at the line of planes of folks just trying to take off. It was actually worse a little bit earlier, but they had to do some ground holds for a while, and now traffic is extremely backed up. Now, we had some big flooding earlier, including Cheyenne and Las Vegas Boulevard. That was shut down earlier. Public Works were out there cleaning up some of those clogged storm drains. Cabana north of Flamingo was shut down. Earlier, Stephanie and Warm Springs had some flooding. Gibson at American Pacific, Equestrian Drive at Boulder Highway up there in that older neighborhood, and on North Decatur, north of the 215, it was a mess in that area earlier this morning. We're expecting the possibility of round 2. I know Sherry's going to be talking all about that. I was checking the radar to make sure we can come up at noon. So far, we're fine, as that next storm system is moving very slowly toward the Las Vegas Valley. Reporting live over McCarran International Airport, I'm Ken Smith, 8 News Now.
Well, this is video of the Flamingo Wash behind the Imperial Palace. We always show you that. It always sees some of the worst flooding when it rains. Well, the flood system is doing its job, diverting rainwater. It is overflowing washes in some places.
We continue our team coverage now with Mitch Carr, who is live where some people are having to deal with that problem as we speak. Mitch?
Gary and Denise, I'm right here at the intersection of Walnut and Cary. That's between Lamb and Pecos in the northern part of the valley. And if you look behind me, you can't really tell, but this used to be about a foot deep of water. About an hour and a half ago, this intersection was making people think twice before they decided to make a right turn and come north on Walnut. And it's not just here at this intersection either. You can follow this little trail here, and if you look out on the street, you can see that this little river was about 6 feet wide and stopping people from getting out of their driveways. And as you go north, it goes all the way back to where the Northeast Area Command. We followed up to where this water comes from, and it's right at the Northeast Area Command Station where Metro has some headquarters there. And that's what you're seeing right now. There's too much water making it out of that wash right there, and that street goes down for about a mile and eventually causes problems for drivers that's nowhere near the wash right here at Cary and Walnut. One driver we spoke with said it's about time this problem got fixed.
I passed earlier through that intersection. The car kind of, lifted and started to float a little bit, but whatever. I got to get to work anyway, so I mean, that's it. But maybe the city should put some more drainage or something, because it's like this every year. It's not the first time this happens. It's every year.
On the other side of things, Sebastian Yappert also works at a motorcycle repair shop, says they see extra business there when it rains like this because of people maybe trying to get through some water might be a little bit too deep for them. Now again, the water has dried up here at Cary and Walnut. That is again until the heavy rains hit again, which could possibly happen again later today. Reporting live, Mitch Carr, 8 News Now.
All right, Mitch, thank you. There were some impressive rain totals with this storm. A lot of rain in a very short period of time.
Sherry's here now with a look at the totals and also the chance for some more storms this afternoon.
Oh, definitely. I mean, we're not out of the woods yet, for sure, because we've been sitting here kind of waiting for that next round to come through, as Ken hinted at just a moment ago. But as you look outside and you see this camera shot, we've had kind of a layer of blue and wondering, is that sky going to turn to sunshine today, or are we going to have more rain? So let's take a look at what's been going on for us. We definitely saw the very heavy rain moving through the Las Vegas Valley earlier and overnight. Let's take a look now as we head over to Max and get into our graphics and get out of that camera shot. Did a nice time lapse for you as the clouds have been moving through. They've just completely socked in the skies. The North and West Valley neighborhoods really got hit the hardest earlier this morning, but with much lesser amounts. And then during the morning commute, Robindale and Pecos, an inch of rain. We had some neighborhoods that saw 1.25 inches around Black Mountain and Horizon Drive. As we look to the north of the valley, you can see upwards to 1/3 to 1/4 of an inch. North Las Vegas Airport picked up 1/2 inch of rain before daybreak, but then the South Valley got hit really, really hard with those amounts, again, upwards to 1 inch of rain. Look at some of the amazing photography now that we've been getting in from some of those lightning strikes in the overnight hours. I want to thank all the viewers who have been sending those in. The latest radar right now looks pretty calm. We've been socked in with some clouds again, but we're also looking at the rain that's to the south of us. Look at this cluster of thunderstorms, which reaches west of Primm, all the way down across Searchlight to Laughlin, which has been getting some more rain, and back down into California. This is what we're waiting for, and we're expecting that it will be reaching us eventually. Will it hold together is the real question, Denise and Gary, and we've been watching it. It seems like there's an invisible barrier there that's holding it back. We've been talking with the National Weather Service and all the meteorologists really talking about this and feel like it's going to come through at some point this afternoon, and it's got a lot of heavy rain with it.
Wow.
Yeah, we'll talk more about that coming up in your complete forecast.
All right, Sherry, we'll see you in a few minutes. Well, meantime, the storms really clogged the streets, intersections, freeways all across town.
8 News Now traffic anchor Brian Loftus is in the studio with us this noon to look at some of the road closures as well as to update us on the traffic situation. Brian, you've been watching this all morning.
It was a busy morning, guys. We were all over it on Twitter, Facebook, 8 News Now traffic alerts. Thank you to all the viewers informing us about the craziness around town. We're looking right here at Las Vegas Boulevard and Cheyenne, where a closure affected you eastbound, westbound, and still affecting you between Pecos and Las Vegas Boulevard as workers worked hard to clear the drain here. There was also situations at so many intersections. Stewart and Christie, that's east of Nellis and north of Charleston. This was shot by our photojournalist Bill. We had reporters and photojournalists throughout the valley covering these intersections, especially in Henderson on the east side of town. Tropicana and Swenson. Ken was just reporting on this live. Delays at the airport, delays getting to the airport, and we still have issues here, and I'm going to get to that with our fast cams. First, a couple of you have asked about the work on I-15. Is the paving work going to continue? Well, I don't know if the construction workers are out in the rain, but the lane restrictions are still there. This is US 95 trying to move on to I-15. There's that I-15 southbound movement. So you still have a bit of a struggle, even midday, to move southbound I-15 between Spaghetti Bowl and Charleston. Again, this work is 24 hours a day through Sunday through Thursday. Now, here's the problem with eastbound Tropicana to the airport. Your designated right turn lane is closed until September 26th. There's that closure right there. So you have to turn into the middle lanes on southbound Paradise. You might want to use Flamingo. Right now it's looking light, but if you stay with this camera long enough, you start to see that backup. So Flamingo might be a better option coming over from the Strip and heading to the airport. The key is really to give yourself as much time as possible if you have a flight out today. Hope you're having a good day. We'll send it back over to Gary.
Thank you very much, Brian. Well, if you didn't get a lot of rain where you were this morning, you no doubt saw and heard the storm. Lightning strikes caused the sky to light up. Huge thunderclaps could be heard everywhere. There were a number of lightning strikes in the valley proper. Some trees caught fire, as did a utility pole. The roof of one house was struck, and it caught fire. A woman told firefighters she was home asleep with her 3 kids. When they heard a loud bang, she smelled something burning. She says she checked all over the house, but she couldn't find anything. About an hour later,